cardiac ablation to help his heart maintain a normal heartbeat. The 61-year-old Harbaugh has had episodes of an irregular heartbeat. The NBA Finals resume tonight in Indianapolis. It's Game 3 between the Oklahoma City Thunder and Indiana Pacers. The series is tied at 1-1. Tip-off tonight at 5:30 LA time on ABC. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. You ready?
Somebody make some noise in this joint.
KBLA Talk 1580 celebrates its 4th anniversary this year on Juneteenth.
Here we go again.
Hard to believe 4 years has gone by so fast.
Oh my God.
But here we are, still standing, still loving and serving our people as best we can.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
To celebrate our 4th anniversary, we have 4 big events, and you're invited to all of them.
She got a lot to say. Let's do this.
Let's get it on.
On Wednesday, June 18th, we go live on C-SPAN for the 2nd consecutive year with our Climate Justice Plus Black Health Symposium. Tavis Smiley will moderate an all-star panel of thinkers and influencers as we continue our vitally important climate justice work.
Hey, Tavis Smiley, talk about.
On Thursday, June 19th, you're invited to join us as we celebrate Juneteenth and our 4th anniversary. There will be plenty of food, fun, great music, good vibes, and all of your favorite KBLA Talk 1580 hosts will be there.
Yeah, man.
Flip the beat. On Saturday, June 21st, there are 2 big events you're invited to attend.
I can't wait to hear it.
This year, KBLA Talk 1580 continues its annual partnership with the Empowerment Congress for a community celebration and dialogue to educate, engage, and empower. This year's theme is Resilience in the Face of Chaos.
Can't wait to see what's up next.
Y'all ain't ready for this.
And new this year is our State of Black Women in Los Angeles Symposium, moderated by Dominique DiPrima, with a luncheon to follow. Dominique will be leading a dialogue with some of the most impactful Black women leaders in Los Angeles, and you're invited to join.
This is it.
All of these events are free, but seating is limited, so you must register in advance at our KBLA1580.com website, where you can find all the details you need about each event.
Check it out.
It's our 4th anniversary, and we would love to celebrate it with you.
I love you guys so much. There's nothing you can do about it.
We're KBLA Talk 1580.
The only black talk radio station west of the Mississippi.
Thank you for having our black.
Happy anniversary, KBLA!
Love you.
LA's newest soul food restaurant is getting spectacular reviews.
Great place with amazing food. The Sunday champagne brunch is fabulous. I saw the place on IG. We tried it for lunch. We were blown away by the food and the service. The restaurant has an inviting atmosphere and a dynamic vibe.
Over the years, Lionel has catered most major black events in Los Angeles, including all of our KBLA Talk 1580 gatherings. But now he has his own spot, Lionel's Soul Food Cuisine, and you need to check it out at 8501 South Vermont Avenue in Los Angeles. Oxtails, baked or fried chicken, meatloaf, turkey chops, pork chops, catfish, short ribs, and all the fixins. Collard greens, mac and cheese, yams, red beans, black-eyed peas, and more. And of course, hot water cornbread, satisfying drinks, and delicious desserts. Lionel's is a great place for brunch, lunch, or dinner. If it's good enough for us, it's good enough for you, because we've got your black. So, head on over to Lionel's Soul Food Cuisine at 8501 South Vermont Avenue in Los Angeles and tell Lionel you heard about it on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome to Wealth Building Wednesdays, where we center Black, women, and BIPOC-owned businesses, highlight opportunities and initiatives for underrepresented entrepreneurs, and center socially innovative enterprises, building generational prosperity, fostering real networking, and recycling Black dollars. It's Wealth Building Wednesdays on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah, it sure is, and I'm so happy to meet our next guest. I always love it when people come into the studio for Wealth Building Wednesday, but hey, today is even better than usual. We're being joined by a famous bull rider. You don't get that every day on the radio. He's got titles including the PRCA Champion Bull Rider, PRCA Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame, Ring of Honor Pro Bull Rider, and Cowboys of Color Museum Inductee. And I am so happy to welcome Charles Sampson into the studio. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Glad to be in the studio.
Yeah, it's great to have you in. This is just another opportunity for you to see there's a lot going on in LA, and we're good right now. We're fine. So Charles Sampson, you're the first person I've ever met who has your birthday on your bio, but you say that to say you're a lifetime Angelino.
Well, I was born and raised in Watts, California, almost 68 years ago, and
dang, you don't look 68.
Well, thank you. You don't look 15, but you
you're too kind.
But yeah, I'm a straight out of Los Angeles.
What's up?
And became a cowboy.
Okay,
True
so
cowboy.
we always hear about cowboys from Compton, not so much from Watts.
Well, and the reason you hear so much about the Cowboys from Compton because, we come from everywhere.
Yeah.
Fortunately for me, I started out being a horse person in the late '60s. I was in Cub Scout and ended up going on a field trip, and that trip took me right to this carnival where the man had, in this big tent, he had snakes and bears and monkeys and all kind of exotic animals. And we went through that little tour. Then right outside the tent, there was a pony ring. What that mean? There's 4 or 5 ponies on this little conveyor belt, and they would go round and round and round. And it cost $0.25 to ride the ponies. And that's how I got started.
So you got you $0.25, got on those ponies, and you've been riding ever since?
Well, yes, it was a little challenge to get $0.25 back in my day.
Right, you could really get something for $0.25 back then.
I did a lot of hustling bottles. I did a lot of digging in trash cans and up and down the street hustling.
Wow, you were
bottles.
Obsessed with the ponies.
I became obsessed with it and not knowing where, when I say over almost 60 years ago, here I am talking to you about it.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So when you hustled up that 25 cents and you got on the pony, was it love at first ride?
It was fear at first ride. It was fear.
Yeah.
Because, obviously I had dogs, but not, a pony with 4 legs, 10 times bigger than a dog.
Right, and big, heavy feet.
And
it can knock you in the head.
Well, it was, they wasn't that how you say it, they wasn't that extreme, but still, I was 11 years old. I had some fear in me, but fortunately the guys at the stables, they encouraged me, and other kids was there, so we all was encouraged some kind of way to do it, and that led to another thing.
And that turned into a lifetime career, right?
Man, it's just wow. When I say I look back, and the wow factor about it is the life I lived, up and down the road, this country, that country, meeting this person and that person, going through that incident and this incident, being a cowboy, this lifestyle took me a lot of places, and I dealt with a lot of pain.
You're talking about physical pain or emotional pain?
Physical, mostly.
Okay. We're not talking about country music pain. We're talking about hospitalization pain.
We're talking about 1,800-pound bull stepping on your leg, breaking it in half.
Ouch.
Another bull stepping on your chest, breaking your sternum bone, breaking some ribs, puncturing lung. Bull hitting you upside the head, rearranging your face, So yeah, that's the
And
physical
you
part.
keep going back for more?
Well, Ms. Dom, I did. I rode bulls from I rode bulls from 74 to 94.
Wow.
Yeah.
That bull riding was 20 years of your life.
20 years.
I never thought about how much a bull weighs. That's as much as a car.
As a Volkswagen anyway.
As much as a Volkswagen, he said. Oh, snap. But you're basically riding a ton of animal.
You're riding a ton of loose, when I say hide, you're riding an animal, when I say a prehistoric animal, that, one, he don't want you on his back. Two, he's been trained to buck and kick and twist and turn as soon as you hit the ground. Not like the Mexican steers that they use in Mexico to fighting bulls.
Right, not the one with the red cape.
Well,
but they actually train them to throw you off. It's not that bulls are just rowdy. They're actually trained.
They're trained
to get you off their back.
Yeah, a bull
and break your leg.
Well, not that you don't want to. You have intention not getting hurt. It's just that's part of the sport. Yeah, the bulls are trained just like a dog or a horse or any animal to perform, because like any animal or like a human, if you don't want to do something, you're not going to do it.
Yeah. So, what is it that kept drawing you to it? I mean, you said a lot of pain, but you obviously have a lot of love and a lot of joy in it as well.
Well, at the beginning, it was just, I'm 11 years old, kind of a mischievous kid, kind of a, when I say a drifting kid, not knowing, where I'm going, what I want. Just something about the outsideness, something about the camaraderie with the people that I was around, and something about the spirit of an animal just made me feel so secure and so loved. I have a big family, a loving family, but something about that animal as a kid, oh man, it's just wow. I didn't look at it like that, but yeah, even right now, I have 4 animals, and I don't know what I would be or do, or I don't know what I would be like if I didn't have my animals.
You have 4 horses?
4 horses.
Wow, still.
Yes.
And so you're a cowboy. Yes. You're from Watts. Mm-hmm. Do we still underestimate the presence of black cowboys?
Well, the reason we underestimate it because it's typical. We don't know the history. We don't know the history of even myself, being from Watts, California, and being able to travel, to, throughout America, to New Zealand, to Australia, to Brazil, and all over Canada. Even when I first started, being from LA, and we would travel to, to Norco or Riverside, anywhere through outside of LA, it was kind of a norm to be around the horse people. They never told us, such thing as black cowboys. When I started rodeoing in Oklahoma, I was trained by a group of cowboys. When I say it was country as ever, I mean, when I mean country, I traveled to Oklahoma when I was 15 years old. So we drove to Oklahoma with these cowboys. When I say they were cowboys, and they lived in the country, and we get to their parents' house, late at night, put the horses up, and wake up the next morning, and obviously I got to go use the restroom. Well, living in LA, I can just go through the living room and go to the bathroom. Well, I'm in Oklahoma, and I'm like, hey, I gotta go. They said, okay, just go out, go that way. So I thought, the back door or the porch. So I go to the porch. I'm like, okay, where's the bathroom? I gotta go. No, keep going. Outdoors. Yeah, see that shed?
Oh, Lord, not the outhouse.
Why am I going outdoor for? Well, you said you got to use the bathroom. So, here I'm 15 years old. I learned the country life right off the bat.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I always think Watts is kind of country, but this is country.
They were. So even, been on the road for a couple of days. Okay, I got to clean up. And the brother of the cowboy that took me back there, I said, I got to take a shower. Oh yeah, we're gonna take a bath tomorrow. Okay. So wake up the next morning. He said, okay, get that towel and grab that soap. Okay, well, where's the bathroom at? Where's the shower? Where's the bathtub? Come on, we're gonna go. We're gonna go and take a bath. So we jump in the truck and drive over the hill, and there's a big creek out there, and there's cows in the creek, and he jumps out. I'm like, well, where are we going? There's cows over there. Well, come on, just get your soap and bring that towel. You said you want to take a bath.
Right in the creek. Wow. Well, Charlie Sampson is with us. He's a cowboy. He's got all kinds of titles. In fact, he's one of the more well-known cowboys in the country at this time. We're honored to have him in. When we come forward, we'll find out why this is a wealth building Wednesday. He's got an enterprise, and you are going to want to hear about this. That's next on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Are you ready to play? Then jump into the LA84 Foundation's Free Play Day Block Party, a community celebration for all ages, including live music, dancing, LA's pro sports teams, great local food trucks, plus special giveaways for you to take home. Enjoy an exciting, fun-filled day for the entire family. Join us Saturday, June 28th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 2141 West Adams Boulevard. To register, go to la84.org. We'll see you Saturday, June 28th at LA84 Foundation's Free Play Day Block Party.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text EQUAL to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text EQUAL to 321-321. That's EQUAL to 321-321.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
Charles Sampson, Cowboy world champion, is here for Wealth Building Wednesday. Before we talk about your enterprise, which folks will have a chance to participate in, What does it mean to be a world champion cowboy?
And that's a whole nother story, ma'am. I didn't know anything about world championships. Didn't know anything about Hall of Fame. Didn't know anything about being recognized. I just wanted to be around. I just wanted to be around the animals.
But that's the top of the heap, right? I mean, to be a world champion.
That's what you strive for.
Yeah.
That's what you set. Well, I learned goal setting while I was in high school. So I read all the books, Psycho-Cybernetics, Magic of Believing, the power of believing. So I was really into the mental aspect of the sport. And once I found out this is what I wanted to do and what I wanted to be, and fortunately I met world champions and didn't know what it took to be one, and the Cowboys more or less just guided me. But once I started traveling, that's when the work, that's when you put the work in.
Okay, so the famous saying is, "This is not my first rodeo," and I'm sure that applies to you because you've been in probably, I don't know, dozens, hundreds, a lot of rodeos.
Well, that's where I made my living.
That was your job.
Yeah.
But in a sense, this enterprise is your first rodeo. You are doing the Charlie Sampson Open Rodeo.
Yes, ma'am.
This is your rodeo.
This is the Charlie Sampson Rodeo.
You own it. This is your project.
Yes.
And that's why this is a Wealth Building Wednesday. Tell me about the Charlie Sampson Open Rodeo coming up the 28th of June, right around the corner.
June in Norco, California. Well, it's as a kid growing up, in LA, I didn't know what it was going to lead to, but I knew that I had to work, and cleaning out the corrals, watering the animals. My reward was I get to ride. Once I became somewhat experienced and more informed about the animals, the Cowboys at the stables, or horse owners, they saw my enthusiasm. They would say, "Hey, Pee-wee," that was my nickname at the stables. "Pee-wee, would you ride my horse exercising for me?" "Oh yeah, I'll give you $5. "What? To ride your horse?" So, at the beginning, I'm 14, 15 years old, riding, the gentleman horses at the stables, $5 a horse.
Right, you went from paying 25 cents to getting paid $5. Go on to become a world champion. Now you've got your own rodeo, and I'm reading team roping, ladies breakaway, tie down, steer wrestling. I don't even know what some tie down is. Ladies barrels, junior barrels, bull riding, junior bull riding, mutton busting. All that is happening. You go to charliesampsonrodeo.com, and anyone can go?
Yeah, anyone can
watch.
Can watch the rodeo. We want our participators to be somewhat, athletic.
not amateurs.
Not novice riders. But we're going to get both, because just like myself, you have to enter the rodeo but to find out, where you're good at. So my first rodeo at 15, I rode steers. Steers is a smaller animals that they use, for a lot of reasons. But I rode steers at the beginning. Then the Cowboys thought that I was a successful steer rider. It's time for me to get on a bull. And at 15 years old, I got on a bull. And needless to say, I've never been so scared in my life. I went through the routine of getting ready to ride the steer like I did in steer riding, but the bull was taller, wider, and a lot heavier, and needless to say, nobody was more petrified than I. When that gate opened, you get on the bull, you're in a 3 foot by 6 foot buck and shoot, it's called. And you in there with the bull, you're getting ready, you put your hand in the bull rope. Your partner, he pulls the rope. The guy that owns the bull, he's called the flank man also. He flanks the bull, and you have 2 gate men, and you slide up on your hand, and once you nod your head, that gate open. And once that gate open, there's no more, "Wait, hold on, Mr. Wizard, there's no more." I can't.
It's just you and the bull at that point.
Just me and the bull in the wide open space. So this bull turned out, and whatever he did, he leaped up in the air. I held on. He did another launch. I held on, and whatever happened, he did something. He went to lunge and launch again, and I hit the injection button, and I was gone. And the cowboy said, "What did you do that for?" I said, "What did I do?" He said, "You was riding that bull. You was looking good. Then all of a sudden, you just leaped off that bull."
Yeah, well, that was the beginning of a long career. The Charlie Sampson Open Rodeo is coming up Saturday, June 28th. Gates open at 4 p.m. at the George Ingalls Equestrian Center. That's 3737 Crestview Drive in Norco. And if you want to be a vendor, you can go to charliesampson.com. If you're a rider, a professional, and you want to enter, you can also enter through the website. And if we want to go as spectators, we can get tickets at the website. Can we walk up on the day of?
You know, we're trying to encourage people to go to the website
Get
and sign up,
in
but
advance.
that way you avoid the line and all that stuff, and won't give us a bunch of, headache. But yeah, you can walk up. We want everybody to come as you are. Everybody's welcome. I have cowboys coming from all over. When I say America, I call my Brazilian friends. It's a big weekend. It's the beginning of the 4th of July. So a lot of cowboys are traveling all over the country. So a lot of them said, we're going to stop by, Charlie, and support you. So that's good. We got great stock. We got the famous Rihanna, they call Ranch Cowboy Girls. They're trick riders. And Tom Myers, back in the day, Tom used to always say to me, Charlie, can you get some girls out of the city to come participate in my trick riding? I said, I would love to get my niece, and I got several nieces. They love horses. And Tom, he's up north. His program is up north, California. And I said, well, hopefully I could, but the trick rider girl's going to be there.
You've done it now. And this is open to anyone. Is this first annual?
This is my first annual. I put a couple on in Arizona. I used to have a ranch in Arizona, so I put them on my backyard. I had a bull riding tour. We used to come to Anaheim, Long Beach, all over Arizona. So my first Charlie Rodeo is honoring some fallen riders. I had a little spit with my health a couple years ago, and obviously, people are passing away. So the doctor found a little spot on my prostate, and so with that said, I said, you know what, Doc, get this stuff out of me. I don't know how long I may be here. Then, like I said, people are passing away all the time. And I had a good friend of mine, trick rider, cowgirl, knew me from the beginning, and she ended up passing away.
Wow. So the Charlie Sampson Open Rodeo is a tribute to fallen cowboys and cowgirls. You can find it at charliesampson.com. Man, good luck to you. Congratulations on the first annual, and hopefully you'll come back and see us every year and let us know how the progress is going on the Charlie Sampson Open Rodeo.
Well, you're welcome to come out.
I'm going to be in Africa, or I would be there. But absolutely, congratulations to you. And I know many of our KBLA delegates will be joining you in Norco.
In Norco.
Thanks again.
June the 28th. The gates open. Well, they open.
You got to leave it there. I'm sorry, sir. We're up against the clock. But thank you so much for joining today. KBLA Talk 1580.
A safe place to go loud. A great place for progressive politics. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Congressman Lou Correa is speaking out after ICE raids in Santa Ana, California sparked protests.
My message to working families, again, go to work, come home. Go to school, come home. Go to church, come home. Be very careful.
He says everything was fine until federal agents entered his district. Santa Ana police say they won't assist ICE with immigration enforcement in the city. At its 2025 meeting, the Southern Baptist Convention passed a resolution opposing same-sex marriage, transgender women in female sports, and funding for Planned Parenthood. The non-binding measure urges the Supreme Court to overturn marriage equality and affirms traditional views on gender and family. And trailblazing ballerina Misty Copeland is retiring from American Ballet Theater after 25 years. The first black woman principal dancer says it's time to move on, closing a historic chapter in ballet history. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Compassion sponsorship means food, healthcare, education, and more for a child in poverty. And there are thousands of kids who've been waiting over a year and their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Text the word radio to 83393.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Rough night for the Dodgers in San Diego. They got pounded 11-1. The Padres had 16 hits off 3 Dodgers pitchers. The Dodgers and Padres wrap up their 3-game series today with a day game. First pitch at 1:10. The Angels beat Oakland 2-1 in 10 innings. First baseman Nolan Shanaway delivered the game-winning hit in the 10th. The Angels and Oakland also have a day game today. First pitch at 1:07 in Anaheim. Chargers head coach Jim Harbaugh confirmed Tuesday that he had 2 surgeries in the offseason, a hip replacement and a cardiac ablation to help his heart maintain a normal heartbeat. The 61-year-old Harbaugh has had episodes of an irregular heartbeat. The NBA Finals resumes tonight in Indianapolis. It's Game 3 between the Oklahoma City Thunder and Indiana Pacers. The series is tied at 1-1. Tip-off tonight at 5:30 LA time on ABC. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. Every girl deserves a chance to shine. That's the belief behind Forgiving for Living, Inc. Since 1999, this organization has been empowering at-risk girls ages 13 to 18, helping them overcome behavioral and mental health challenges. Founder Wendy Gladney's personal journey inspired the mission to give girls hope and purpose through the power of forgiveness. Through their ambassador program, workshops, and annual conference, Forgiving for Living has touched over 3,000 young lives, providing mentoring, life skills, training, and tools for building self-esteem and confidence. You can make a difference. Visit forgivingforliving.org to donate, volunteer, become a mentor, or find help for a young girl in need. Forgiving for Living, Inc., building brighter futures for young girls. Visit forgivingforliving.org today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Thanks for starting your morning off with a voice that speaks truth to power and the powerless, getting to the heart of what matters most in our community. This is where authentic conversation meets real action. From breaking news and politics to culture and community solutions, this is where you hear perspectives you won't hear anywhere else. This is where we come together, get informed, and make change happen. You're inside First Things First with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Good morning, sunshine. You make my day.
Small businesses are the heart of America. But you don't have to go it alone. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Get the connections, education, and guidance you need with SCORE. We're ready to help. Find a mentor today at score.org.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate meets a scholarly match.
And its scholarly match is you and me today. 800-920-1580 is the thing to do if you want to say a thing or do a thing. And speaking of doing a thing, you got your phone, you got your computer, maybe you're already at work, LOL, like me. And you can sneak and just type in KBLA1580.com. Why? Because we're celebrating our 4th anniversary and you're invited. We've got 4 events, one to mark each of our fabulous years on the air. Each of those events is free, and you are invited. But you got to register in advance, and the seating is limited, which means you're not guaranteed a seat. So let's do it. Today is the 11th. And the first event, I believe, is, less than a week away. So you want to do that. KBLA1580.com. If you're planning to come to the barbecue, that's on the actual Juneteenth. We are asking that you bring a gift card of any amount for either groceries or a chain restaurant to help out those families who are still displaced in the Altadena, Eaton Fire, whatever you can do. That is going to be our actual Juneteenth Day event. It is free, as I mentioned. Tavis Smiley's hosting a town hall on C-SPAN on climate justice. So you'll get to watch him do his thing on television and meet experts in health and climate justice space. And then we're co-sponsoring the Empowerment Congress, which is a great opportunity to get involved with community organizing and become a political influencer in your neighborhood. And of course, my event will be Saturday, the 21st. It is free. And it is the State of Black Women in Los Angeles. We'll have some Black women movers and shakers. We're going to have lunch together after a couple of panel discussions hosted by me. We're streaming the whole thing, so if you can't come, you can see it on our YouTube, on our Instagram. And then during the lunch and for some time after, we're going to brainstorm together, talk together, have some fellowship. All are welcome. You don't have to be a woman, but we certainly are talking about the state of Black women in LA. You know what else is coming up? It's Gemini season, and I'm ashamed to say we have a Gemini in the White House at the moment. I'm ashamed to say because it's like the worst of Gemini, the unelevated Gemini energy, which is we can talk, we're good talkers like the president. Hopefully most of us are not liars like the president. But in any case, the president is throwing himself a big old birthday party. And I didn't realize this, but I love it. Thank you for this, Fahima. I hadn't seen this. That if you need a job, you can work the president's birthday party. They're paying $1,000 for one day. And even though they are against DEI, the ad says we encourage people of color and ethnic groups to sign up for maximum perception control. And individuals will be prominently displayed on televised broadcasts and local viewing across screens to be seen by the VIP platform. Flat fee of $1,000 paid in cryptocurrency. Ooh, there was some fine print. This is an ad on Craigslist for seat fillers needed for June 14th on Constitution Avenue in Washington, D.C. Yes, you too can be a paid extra in Donald J. Trump's birthday party military parade, which is costing the taxpayers a grip of money. It says they're looking for seat fillers and extras to provide their time for space maximization and attendance perception. What the heck is attendance perception? It means he wants to make it look like there's a crowd there because he's, as President Obama said at the Democratic Convention, he's obsessed with crowd size. And he is paying $1,000 per person. That's your taxpayer money, by the way. Can you imagine? if they're paying $1,000 to go to the birthday party and sit there, and even though they're against DEI, they're saying, they're encouraging people of color, because he don't want all white people, because he wants to be able to say the blacks love him. But look, if they're paying $1,000 for their birthday party, imagine what they were paying for the campaign. That's just insane. Oh, and here's more instructions in case you're considering this as $1,000 a day, you kind of can't beat it. Anyway, you're going to have to wear red, white, and blue clothing. And it says you will be provided a red hat to wear. I wonder what that red hat will say on it. You have to wear red, white, and blue clothing and a red hat. It says gold accessories would be acceptable as well. I wonder if they give you extra credit if you wear the gold Trump sneakers. The team will advise extras where to sit or stand and according to the line of sight from a VIP viewing platform area. Extras and seat fillers will be paid a flat daily fee and will be provided a luncheon of fast food and soda. Not only do you have to wear red, white, and blue clothing and wear the red hat, you have to eat the MAGA lunch, which I assume is McDonald's and Diet Coke. I'm counting on you, fast food and soda, to keep us safe from a third Trump term. I don't know. Would you pay $1,000? Would you take $1,000 to wear red, white, and blue and eat fast food and wear that MAGA hat? I don't know. Anyway, I thank you for sharing that. Who said jobs aren't available? You can get laid off from the Department of Education, but there's no qualifications to get that $1,000. You just have to have a butt to go in the seat, and they are encouraging people of color. We want you, black people, but only to make it look like we want you, black people. 800-920-1580 if you want to talk about a thing. I am, as I said, encouraged by the fact that more and more cities are seeing people out on their streets. Protests are going up across the United States. And I love that so much, not just because it represents resistance to this MAGA agenda, but because it's almost like our friends are standing with us and saying, no, LA is not crazy. No, LA is not on fire. LA is standing up for our rights. It is against the Constitution to use the military against the citizenry. That's not okay. Meanwhile, the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, remember her, the girl that gave Trump a get out of jail free for the Trump University scam? She says the administration is not scared to go further, that it will continue to deploy troops in Los Angeles. And he actually said, the president said, he feels more emboldened in his second term. Well, he's technically a lame duck president, even though he's claiming he may run for a third term, which is completely illegal and unconstitutional. Technically, he can do whatever he wants because he doesn't have to face a re-election, and maybe it's because he's got a little help from his tech bra friends. We don't know, but I suppose we will find out. 700 Marines now activated supposedly to protect federal personnel and property. They're standing by right now and awaiting orders. But now other cities have entered the building. New York, Chicago, Austin, Texas, and Washington, D.C., all with sizable protests, making it more difficult for this administration to just bully California. Thank you, friends, for standing with us. 800-920-1580. I'm Dominique DiPrima, and you're listening to Unapologetically Progressive, Unapologetically Humanitarian, KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Hi, I'm LA City Councilman Curran Price, inviting you to join us on Saturday, June the 14th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. as we cut the ribbon on the brand new Enel Woods Park at 8703 South McKinley Avenue. Thanks to a generous donation from Heal the Bay, the park features smart irrigation, stormwater capture systems, and space for local wildlife to thrive. And we've built a walking trail, picnic areas, native landscaping, and quiet spaces for families to gather, relax, and connect. This is part of a much larger effort to expand green spaces across South LA with 3 new parks in the works, a first-of-its-kind community center coming soon, and plans to connect it all through the South LA Greenway. So mark your calendar for Saturday, June 14th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., and come celebrate a greener, stronger South LA at Enel Woods Park. I'm also pleased to sponsor the Climate Justice plus Black Health Symposium, moderated by Tavis Smiley, live on C-SPAN, Wednesday, June the 18th, from 4 to 7 p.m. at the Nate Holden Performing Arts Center. Just a reminder to sign up right away at the KBLA1580.com website to join me, Mayor Karen Bass, Congresswoman Sidney Kamlager Dove, Tennessee State Representative Justin Pearson, Dr. Cornel West, former Congressman Jesse Jackson Jr., the Sierra Club's Ben Jealous, and other black influencers in the climate and health fields as we continue to amplify the connection between climate and poor health outcomes for our people. Thank you for listening. I'm Councilman Curran Price.
Are you ready to play? Then jump into the LA84 Foundation's Free Playday Block Party, a community celebration for all ages, including live music, dancing, LA's pro sports teams, great local food trucks, plus special giveaways for you to take home. Enjoy an exciting, fun-filled day for the entire family. Join us Saturday, June 28th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 2141 West Adams Boulevard. To register, go to la84.org. We'll see you Saturday, June 28th at LA84 Foundation's Free Playday Block Party.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we do more than just talk.
You got a big mouth. Hello, Joe, you're up. Welcome.
We're unapologetically progressive, and we don't black down.
Yeah, Elon Musk apparently having some second thoughts about taking shots at Trump. Maybe he woke up and realized this dude can cost me billions. He literally can bring back all of those people I fired who were investigating my company, various companies that could have cost him billions in fines. Maybe he thought deeply about the president's threat to take away his contracts. But in any case, Elon Musk posted on X that early this morning, in the middle of the night, drunk posting, I don't know. But in any case, he wrote, "I regret some of my posts about President Trump last week. They went too far." I don't call that an apology, but it's close to an apology. It's a walk back. I regret some of my posts. Then you're supposed to say, "I apologize." He did not do so. Trump said on a podcast that he had no hard feelings towards Musk. I don't blame him for anything, but I was a little disappointed. That means he gave me $250 million, and I might get more money from him in the future, so I'm not going to completely throw him under the bus like I normally would with others. The host asked him if he could forgive Musk, and Trump said, "I guess I could." That is very rare. This is a vengeful guy. It's all about the money. Follow the money. Meanwhile, Steve Bannon is still advocating for the president to investigate Musk as an illegal alien and throw him out of the country, a move I do not see happening ever, but certainly may be putting some pressure on Elon Musk to go back and do a little groveling, because, you know, that sometimes does work on the president. He likes groveling. Remember Mitt Romney? Please, pretty please make me your Secretary of State. No, we're not going to do that. But we would love it if you would grovel, kiss the ring, act scared, make me your king for a day. And that is exactly what he is doing. Bannon seems to think that an investigation would show that Elon Musk is not really a citizen. He says he has a strong belief that he's an illegal alien and should be deported from the country immediately. That's hilarious. I doubt they'll do it because Musk's pockets are so very deep. But there is a podcast going around where Elon Musk's brother says that they're undocumented. Of course, this is from many years ago when they didn't have immigration status and he had outstayed his visa. And then on that podcast, Musk kind of goes, no, we're not. We're not illegals. And then his brother, whose name I can't think of at the moment, says, well, I know I am, or something, or it's a gray area or something like that. So clearly they were here illegally. But to go back and investigate now, well, I don't know how much influence Steve Bannon has, but that would not be good news for Mr. Musk, because he would have to be running like the farm workers in Oxnard, just running from ICE. Now, that would be something to see. 800-920-1580 if you want to weigh in on something. I always love to talk with you. I'm Dominique DiPrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Every mother deserves a healthy and joyous pregnancy and birth, and every baby deserves to thrive. That's why the Los Angeles County Abundant Birth Project is here. The Abundant Birth Project is a guaranteed income program that provides cash during pregnancy to pregnant individuals at the highest risk of preterm and low birth rate babies. Although program enrollment has closed, our commitment to Black joy and thriving continues. Through tailored services that foster mental well-being and community-based resources, we provide care and support during pregnancy and after the baby is born to help build brighter futures for our families. Join us in celebrating abundant births in LA County. For more information, please visit abundantbirthproject.org. abundantbirthproject.org.
At the tone, please record your message.
You ready?
Drop it!
Mr. Tavis Smiley, preach it. Thank you, man. Politics in this country is crazy. You put things in perspective that even I didn't. The right is playing fast and loose with facts and scapegoating everyone under the sun, especially black and brown people. As a white man, I do not agree with this, and I am on my black and brown brothers and sisters' side. Fight the good fight. Know that I am part of the resistance. Let's fight the power.
Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
The revolution will not be televised.
What's up? It is Killer Mike, also known as Michael Render, and I'm encouraging you to listen to more, not less, of Truth Time with Dr. Cornel West and Senator Nina Turner on KBLA Talk 1580.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up Oscar!
At KBLA Talk 1580, we do more than just talk.
You got a big mouth.
Hello, Joe, you're up. Welcome.
We're unapologetically progressive, and we don't black down.
Yeah, speaking of unapologetically progressive, my brother, Raz J. Baraka, the mayor of Newark, New Jersey, did not win the governor's race on yesterday, but I'm so very, very proud of him. He came in second in that race. It's a crowded field, 6 Democrats. The woman who won was the official Democratic Party nominee, a well-funded candidate. And as you know, it was only a handful, less than a hand actually, full of black governors in the history of ever. And never has there been one in the state of New Jersey. Raz Baraka, Mayor Baraka, came in second with a strong showing in a field of 6 people. 5 of those folks were not black or brown or even brownish. And Baraka, a.k.a. My brother, a.k.a. the Honorable Mayor of Newark, New Jersey, took a strong second place. And that race was called. Mickey Sherrill, the official Democratic Party nominee, takes that. And I think that it really bodes well for the future of Baraka, my brother, Mayor Baraka, having such a strong showing as a fully independent candidate in a governor's race is a huge deal. And I would add, for those who are not familiar with the Baraka legacy, he's got crime down in the city. He's got investment up in the city. He's fixed the water pipes there. And this is one of the poorest urban centers in the nation. And he's really turned a lot of it around. But the thing about it is, when he ran for mayor, he ran, I think, 3 or 4 times before he finally won. Not saying I know what he's going to do. He might not. But it is certainly a big deal. So keep your eye on this space. Meanwhile, the woman who won will face a Trump devotee in Jack Ciattarelli. And it'll be interesting to see if Jersey, traditionally blue, goes red. There are signs that Trump has made major inroads there. Hopefully, they will not lose this race, obviously the general election, and we will keep an eye on Mayor Raz Baraka, who's been described as a pragmatic progressive, has been able to stay true to his progressive ideology while still getting things done and working across aisles and across platforms, philosophies, to consistently get things done. It is time for news, traffic, and sports. You know how we do it. Then we'll be talking with attorney Rachel Wolkenstein, who spent many years as a lawyer for Mumia Abu Jamal. We'll get an update there when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Congressman Lou Correa is speaking out after ICE raids in Santa Ana, California sparked protests.
My message to working families, again, go to work, come home. Go to school, come home. Go to church, come home. Be very careful.
He says everything was fine until federal agents entered his district. Santa Ana police say they won't assist ICE with immigration enforcement in the city. At its 2025 meeting, the Southern Baptist Convention passed a resolution opposing same-sex